Why would you want my autograph? You don't have to pretend. You're Laurie Parks. I've seen all your movies.
Movies?
Sure. Don't you know? She's a star. You're drunk.
No, I'm not. I'm sober for a change, and you know something? It feels good. Come on, Jonathan, let's go home.
What are you trying to do? Get killed?
I have to get away.
What?
That man's chasing me.
Well, maybe I should talk with that gentleman.
I think he has a gun.
Like I said, let's get away. Who was that guy?
I don't know. I never saw him before.
What's your name?
Laurie?
I'm Jonathan. This is Mark.
Hi.
There's a police station right up ahead. You can stop there and give him a description.
Oh, no. I can't.
You're gonna have to. You can't just let a guy like that run around loose.
He's right, you know.
But I can't go to the police.
Why not?
All right. I'll be honest with you. I'm an orphan, and I had to visit my grandmother in the hospital. So they sent that man to find me and take me back. But I can't go back. I can't. It's an awful place. They don't feed us. There's no heat.
They probably spent all their money on shoes.
What?
The $60 running shoes you've got on.
Oh, I found these. I did.
Oh, yeah, sure you did.
You don't believe me. Just like all the rest of the grown-ups, aren't you? Well, that's just fine. If you think I'm lying, then you can just let me out here. Just stop the car and let me out.
All right, just calm down. Nobody said you're a liar. If you ran away from an orphanage, we're gonna have to take you back. But it's either there or the police station.
All right, I'll go back. But first, can we get an ice cream? I'm starved. There's a great place up on the left.
I think we can manage that.
What do you mean you don't have vanilla?
We have vanilla apple brandy, Swiss almond vanilla.
All right, hold. What about chocolate? Just plain chocolate.
We have chocolate mousse chip, Bavarian Alpine chocolate.
Forget it. How much for the little girl's order?
A double scoop, that'll be $2.75.
That's in $2.75?
That's correct.
I think she didn't order a banana split. I'd have to take out a GI loan. There you go. I hope you're enjoying that.
Yeah, it's great, thanks. You guys don't have to drive me. Really, it's just up the road. I can walk it easy.
Nah, if it's just up the road, it'll be a cinch to drive.
Excuse me, could I have your autograph? Me? Why would you want my autograph? You don't have to pretend. You're Laurie Parks. I've seen all your movies.
Movies?
Sure, don't you know? She's a star.
I don't believe it. What do you mean you lost her? Did you look in her usual places?
Yeah, but...
You know, you are paid a sizable sum of money to make sure that this doesn't happen.
I am paid by the studio lady, not you. And besides, if she's so easy to control, how come you can't do it? You're supposed to be her mother.
Would it be possible for a man to get some sleep in his own daughter's house?
It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Mr. Parks didn't sleep very well last night.
Like hell I didn't. Slept like a log. It's this hangover that's killing me.
Hello, Mr. Parks.
Oh, Martha.
Hello?
Carla?
Yeah?
I wonder if you could give me some soda water.
Sure.
Bless you. Oh, I love that kid.
Henry, it's Laurie. She's done it again.
Last I saw her, she hitched a ride with a couple of characters.
She what? Well, the studio's going to hate the publicity, but we have to call the cops on this one.
That won't be necessary. Oh, this is some orphanage.
Laurie Parks, just what do you think you're
Not
doing?
now, Mom. I don't want to hear it.
Do you realize that the studio had to reschedule everything today?
I said I don't want to hear it.
Laurie, I was worried about you.
Worried about me or the shooting schedule?
That's not fair.
Tell me about it, Mom. Why don't you give these guys some money? I'll be out back.
Let me know when you want some dinner.
I'll be going. I have to get back to the studio.
Oh, thanks. You don't think you're a little too hard on her, do you, dear? I mean, she only disappeared for the day and led these two gentlemen a wild goose chase. And, gee, you asked the little darling when she wanted her din-din?
Well, it's more than you do.
Well, at least I know the whole thing is rotten, so I do the only decent thing a man can do. I drink.
Thank you very much for bringing her back. Please accept this.
That's not necessary.
Don't be silly. The kid has got a lot of money, enough to support her father and mother. Take a little.
No, really, it was our pleasure.
What are you guys, millionaires or something?
Oh, far from it. We're carpenters. We do handiwork, stuff like that.
Carpenters? Well, if you won't take money, how about an honest day's work?
What kind of work?
No, actually, we're on vacation.
What kind of work?
I had a couple of guys working on this before, and as soon as they found out that Laurie was a movie star, they doubled their price, so I fired them.
Well, we'll do all the work we talked about for the price we agreed on.
Swear to God and hope to die?
Swear to God.
So get to work.
Jonathan. What are we doing here?
Yeah, we're just doing a little work for the man. Hand me that spackle, man.
That's not what I mean.
I didn't think it's what you meant.
Listen, the little girl ran away. We brought her home. So why did we hit the beach?
Because there's more to it than that.
The kid's got everything she could want.
You're right. She's got everything she could want. The problem is she hasn't got what she needs.
And what does she need?
She needs to be a kid, Mark.
Oh, Jonathan, she's already a kid.
I want to stay out here. Lori, it's a nice day. I'll come in when I feel like it. But your mother said you should come in now and learn your lines for tomorrow. Not now. But Lori, your mother said... Well, you should tell my mother that as long as I'm the one who owns the money in this house, I'll be the one who gives the orders. Go ahead. I'm not going to say that to your mother. You'll do as you're told. Now tell her.
Does that sound like a kid to you?
No. No, it doesn't. Morning.
Oh, hi.
Hey, I'm Mark. It's Jonathan.
Yes, I know. Mine's Carla. My mother's made for the Parks family.
Looked like you got your work cut out for you there.
It's not so bad. A little rust. It wasn't ready for the trash.
The trash.
Yeah. Lori wants a new one. So she threw this one away. What are you doing? I asked you a question. Cleaning up your old bike. It just needs a little work and it'll be good as new. Did I say you could do that? Well, no, but it was in the trash, so put it back in the trash. Read my lips. Put it back in the trash.
Hey, wait a minute. You think that's fair? Hey, Smarty Pants, I ask you a question.
If you're a producer or a director, I have to talk to you. Otherwise, I don't.
Have a nice day.
I'm proud of you.
Come on, let's get back to work.
Well, the boss said you gotta look for the good in people. For that kid, you need a microscope.
Come on, patience, my friend,
It's
patience.
easy for you to say.
Hey, you.
Were you talking to me?
Yeah. Mom says you gotta drive me and Dad to the studio.
Yeah, well, I got some painting I'd like to finish first.
Yeah, well, the studio driver's sick, so now you're a driver or you're out of a job. Just don't stand there like a dummy. Let's go, I'm late.
Oh, I'm proud of you. I'm really proud of you.
Yeah, well, I didn't do it.
Patience, boss. Patience.
You cut right on the street here, you miss all this traffic.
Okay. Right here?
Right.
All right. See what you mean. It's a neat trick.
I know this city frontwards and backwards.
He used to drive a cab.
That's right. For 12 years, I drove a cab in this city, and I liked it, too. Nobody knew these streets like I did. Nobody. It's hard to imagine, isn't it, Laurie? Your old man drove a cab and actually made an honest living for 12 years. And I didn't even have an agent.
What made you give it up?
I didn't give it up. I was told to give it up. The studio and Laurie's mother said it didn't look good for a big star like Laurie to have her old man driving a hack. Said I was hurting her career. So now I get to go to the studio every day. Lucky me, huh?
Here's some money for lunch, Dad.
I don't want it.
Go ahead, take it. You'll get thirsty later at the studio. Ta-da!
Carla, that's Laurie's dress.
I'm not hurting it.
All the same.
Oh, come on. How does it look on me?
Very pretty. Do you ever wish you could be Laurie?
No.
Never?
Sometimes. She has so many pretty things. Dresses and dolls and bicycles and jewelry. And she's in the movies.
And with all of those things, is she happy?
No. She must be crazy. Do you ever wish you could trade places with Mrs. Parks?
No.
Never?
No. Well, maybe sometimes. When I see a pretty dress for you in the store.
Who needs it? I mean, it'd be nice, but who needs it, right?
Right. Oh, I love you.
Hey, good morning, Laurie.
Good morning, Miss Parks. Good morning, Miss Parks.
Morning, Laurie.
So this is where they make the magic, huh? The Dream Factory, isn't that what they call it?
Yeah, with an occasional nightmare or two.
Well, everybody seems to like Laurie.
Like her? They can't stand her. Not one of them. She's a rude little snot-nose, my kid.
And why is everybody so nice to her?
She's the big movie star, you know. Excuse me, 1 second. Care for one?
No. No, nothing for me, thanks.
Stick around here for a while, you may change your mind about that.
You always drink that stuff when you come here?
Always. It's the only way I can stand it. I don't get it, you know. Doesn't seem to do the trick today. I'm as sober as you are.
Well, he turned water into wine. Why not the other way around?
How's that?
Nothing. It's a long story. But why don't we go to the commissary and get some breakfast?
I never eat breakfast. I drink breakfast.
Maybe it's a good time for a change.
You know something? I am hungry this morning.
Would you mind?
So, she decided to show up, did she? Aren't we all lucky?
No, no. Mustn't bite the hand that feeds.
There are other actresses in the world, David. Some of them are even human beings.
But this one's hot. She's box office. You know it and I know it. We're stuck with it.
You know, one of these days she's gonna push me too far, and it'll be my sweet pleasure to fire her.
But not today, Gil.
No, not today.
Here you go, sir. Anything else?
No, we're fine. Care for something else?
No, I ate already, thank you.
Enjoy yourself.
Steak and eggs. I love them. Used to eat this every morning for breakfast when I was driving a cab.
Work makes you hungry.
Yeah.
How come you stopped?
Well, like I told you, they decided it didn't look good.
What about you?
What?
We said they decided.
Yeah. The studio, my wife, my kid.
Well, you didn't want to work then?
No, I did. It was a big deal, and they decided.
Oh, come on, that's a cop-out, and you know it. I mean, if you said, no, I don't want to stop working, what were they going to do? What were they going to do?
I don't know. You know something? I don't know. I just thought her career was more important than my driving a cab.
Why, because she made more money than you?
I suppose.
I mean, you really believe that one person's life is more important than another's because of how much money they make?
No, I don't.
The 50mm lens, I want the camera right over here. She's gonna pull in tight. Oh, boy. Yeah, Princess?
Did you see these new scenes?
Why, yes, Princess, I wrote them myself.
I can't do these scenes.
What seems to be the problem?
The peasant girl still has all the good lines.
Now, Laurie, we asked you to play the peasant girl, you remember? But you said no, you wanted to play the pretty one with the nice clothes and the nice hair.
Gil, you promised that you'd fix it.
Laurie, darling, the scene doesn't make sense if your character has those lines.
That's why you have writers, isn't it? Make it make sense, or I won't do it.
If I give you the lines about the picnic, you do the scene?
Yes.
Thanks. You're a doll.
And you're a wimp. 11-and-a-half-year-old girl says jump, you say how high on the way up.
Daddy!
What is it with the screwy place? She's a kid, for goodness sake. Somebody's got to tell her what to do. You're all so busy bowing and scraping, she's becoming a royal pain in the behind.
Daddy, I'm warning you.
Be quiet. I'm your father. You don't warn me about anything.
You're drunk.
No, I'm not. I'm sober for a change, and you know something? It feels good. Come on, Jonathan, let's go home.
You said what?
I said exactly what was on my mind for the first time in a long time. Now, I want Laurie out of this movie star business, and I mean now.
Well, you've lost your mind.
That's better than losing my daughter.
She's under contract to finish this picture, and then there is an option for 5 more, so you can just forget it.
Then I'm leaving.
What do you mean you're leaving?
You heard me, leaving.
You're acting like a fool.
I'm not acting. Laurie does the acting, remember? She makes the money, she runs the show. We created a monster, you and me, you know that? We just sat back and let it happen. Well, I don't have to live like this.
Do you realize what will happen if the press finds out you've left? It could ruin her career.
My God, that is all you care about, isn't it?
Yes! I care about my daughter's future.
Ah, bull!
How do you think you're going to support yourself?
The old-fashioned way. I'll get a job driving a cab.
You'll hate it.
I'll love it. See, I remember the fun we used to have, the three of us. There wasn't a lot of money, but we had fun.
I couldn't go back to that. I just couldn't.
And you don't have to. Well, tell Laurie, tell her I'll call her. I can be a better father to her if I'm not here.
How you doing this morning?
Oh, fine.
It really seems like a waste, doesn't it? Throwing away a perfectly good bicycle.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? You know, we could paint that bike and nobody'd ever know it was Laurie's. Just take us a few minutes. What do you think?
I wish we could, but
Well, what?
if Laurie ever found out.
Are you gonna tell her?
No.
Well, there goes the but what. Hey, look, I gotta drop something off at the studio for Laurie's mom. Then I can take you over to the store and you can pick out the color paint you want. What do you say?
I say yes.
All right.
Hey, Fran, hold up on that bike for a minute.
You promised her.
I don't believe this. And I kept my promise. I rewrote the scene so Laurie's character gets the big line.
But now the line's different.
Of course it's different. Your character is different, so naturally the words are gonna be different.
I want it the way it was.
That's impossible.
Nothing is impossible, Mr.
Wrong. Your daughter is impossible.
We'll be in the dressing room when you change your mind.
That's it. I'm gonna fire her.
No. No, you're not. I am.
Are you really?
No, but it felt good just to see it. Let's see, let's just shoot the scenes with the peasant girl until we can figure out what to do with this mess we're in.
That's easier said than done. BJ changed his mind about the girl we liked.
What? When did this
He
happen?
called me at 6 this morning. Casting is sending over some more kids this afternoon at 4.
Oh, great. Another day behind. Hey, look at this.
Hey, she looks right. Very right.
If only she can act.
Let's find out. You're early.
What?
Didn't casting send you over?
No.
Oh, we're just here to drop this envelope off for Mrs. Parks.
But you are an actress, aren't you?
Well, sometimes I like to play pretend, but I'm not a real actress.
Would you like to be?
Are you kidding? I'd love to.
Well, all right. Let's sit down over here. We'll read through the scene a few times, and we'll see how you do.
Do you think it'll be okay?
I don't see why not.
Are you her father?
No, I'm just a friend. But I could call her mom. I'm sure it'll be okay.
Well, all right. Let's go sit down and read it. Come on.
Hey, go get him, actress.
Mr. Scott!
Please, God. Please.
And cut it.
Yes, you did very well. Of course, it was just a small scene. Nothing that required any great acting ability.
Jonathan said the whole crew applauded.
Well, yes, they're so nice to children. But whatever you do, don't let it go to her head. I mean, it was just a fluke.
Oh, don't worry. Carla's got her feet on the ground. Was fun for her today, though. Pretending.
I know. Remember how much fun it was at first, Laurie?
And no, not too heavy. It'll run, see?
I'll be careful.
All right. A little further back with the can. That's it, that's it.
What are you doing? Oh, we were painting. Isn't that my bike? Yes. I know you didn't want me to keep it, but
It was my idea. I told her to take it.
why do you want that old bike now, anyway? With the money you made today, you could buy a new one. Oh, I don't need a new one. This one's gonna be just fine. We already got all the rust off. Is it all right if I keep it? Sure, what do I care? Thanks. What are you thanking me for? Why is she so unhappy?
Because being famous isn't all it's cracked up to be. Especially if you start believing you're as important as people think you are. You make sure that never happens to you.
To me, I'm never gonna be famous.
You never can tell. And if you ever get famous, just remember it's a lot more fun fixing up an old bike than it is just going out and buying a new one.
I know.
All right, let's get back to painting.
Please, God. Please.
Nice job.
That's it for now. Thanks. You thinking what I'm thinking?
She's wonderful.
She's better than wonderful. She's a star, and you know it. Plus, she's a nice kid. Let's hope she stays that way.
So what do we do?
Put it back the way it was with the peasant girl in the lead.
Starring...
That's right.
Ooh, Laurie's not gonna like this. Her part will be down to nothing.
What part?
You mean drop her completely?
Why not? She's nothing but trouble.
Fine with me if it's okay with BJ.
Well, let's go talk to him. Now, look, if BJ okays it, I get to call the mother, all right? I had to put up with the tantrums. I should get to make the call.
No. I'm the producer. I make
Wait
the
a
call.
No, listen.
I'm drawing the line here, Gil. I make the call, not
What are
you.
you talking about?
You can't do this. Yes, I know you're doing it, but I don't think you can. I mean, contractual. Well, look, we didn't mean to slow down production. We're just trying to do what was right for Laurie. Now, I'm sure we can work out some kind of an arrangement. Can't we? Well, you're being unreasonable. I'll talk to Laurie and... I see. Yes, I understand.
What was that?
So, the studio.
What'd they want?
They wanted to tell us not to bother coming in tomorrow. Or the next day.
Mom, what are you talking about?
We're fired.
Can they do that?
They've done it.
Well, it was a stupid picture anyway. But there's 5 more pictures after this one, right?
No, I'm afraid not. They're not picking up your option. They're giving those pictures to somebody else.
Someone else? Who?
They're giving them to Carla.
You got everything?
Yes, my pencils, my school books, and my script.
Okay, well, make sure that you study hard on the set, just like you would in school.
I will.
Ooh.
I promise. I love you.
Love you too. Have fun.
I will. I'll call you at lunchtime.
Okay. Oh, Mrs. Parks, I didn't know you were up. I would have brought your breakfast to you.
Oh, I thought you'd be gone by now.
I'm fired then.
Not fired. I just assumed that what happened with Carla at the studio, that you'd,
You mean I can still work here then?
Yes. But why would you want to? Your daughter's going to be doing very well.
I hope so. But that's my daughter. She does her work, I do mine.
You've got to be kidding. The mother of a star working as a maid?
I'm very good at what I do, Mrs. Parks. I'm proud of my work. Besides, if I didn't work, what would I do? Sit around? I wouldn't like that very much. Can I put a croissant in the warmer for you?
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Excited?
You bet.
Yeah, it must feel pretty good. I mean, after all the nasty things Laurie's done to you, now it's your turn to be the star.
I know I shouldn't be thinking anything bad about Laurie, but...
Yeah, but you're only human.
So that means it's okay?
No. I said you're only human. I didn't say it was okay. Look, I know Laurie's done a lot of rotten things to you. You gotta remember, she's an unhappy little girl. She wasn't like that before everybody started treating her like the Queen of Sheba.
Did you know her then?
No, a friend of mine did. Said she was a good kid. And all of a sudden, she wasn't a kid anymore. She was a star. Anything she wanted, she got. Keep her happy. Oh, not because people really liked her. Oh, no. It's because of the money she made for them. You're gonna find out. It's not gonna be easy. It wasn't easy for Laurie. You know, my guess is she could use a real friend about now. You could be that friend.
Me?
Mm-hmm, you. Now, being kind to a friend is easy. Being kind to an enemy takes a little effort. And who knows? You just might end up with another friend.
I don't believe it. You want what?
I want Laurie to play the other part.
Are you crazy? First of all, the way the script is now, it's a very small part. And second, are you crazy? Laurie, she's a terror.
She'll be good. I know she will.
Look, Laurie thinks she's the Queen of Sheba.
Maybe other people may make her think that. Please, she's my friend.
All right. I'll go talk to BJ.
I'm proud of you.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm sorry. I heard what happened with the studio.
It was my fault.
Come on. It's not the end of the world. Plenty of studios, you know. I'll bet they'd be calling you like crazy.
Afraid not. My agent already called. This is a small town, and the word is out. Laurie Parks is a pain in the butt. They don't want to touch me with a 10-foot pole.
Well, just give it some time.
Oh, I don't care about it. I mean, I like acting, but I never really liked being a star. You can't do that. You gotta do this. You know, they even picked a boy I was supposed to like.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. I had to go to the premieres with him so we'd get photographed together. Couldn't stand him. He was such a nerd. He couldn't get out of the car without looking at himself in the mirror to see if his hair was perfect. He was as bad as me. No, I don't miss it. I miss my dad. God, I wish things could be the way they were before all this. I don't blame him for leaving. It took away his life, you know.
But I got it back, honey.
Dad, I missed you.
No. Oh, baby, I missed you too. Listen, I want you to know something. You and Mommy did not take my life away. I gave it away. I got nobody to blame but myself. Nobody tried to cram that booze down my throat. Did you mean what you said before about not caring if you're a star?
You bet I did. I just want our family to be together again, the way we were.
Laurie, the studio called.
Hello, Elaine.
Henry, the studio called and they offered you a part in the movie. It's just a small part now, but I told them I'd ask you. They're waiting on the phone.
It's up to Daddy, whatever you say.
Well, you said you liked to act before, so maybe you should.
I'll tell them.
Would you like a ride to the studio?
Yes.
My cab's out front. I can't beat the price.
Ah, boy. Vacation at last. The sun and the surf. What are you thinking about?
Me? Nothing.
Come on, the boss hasn't given us a new assignment, has he?
No, not that I know of.
You promise?
I promise.
No, that's not good enough. I want you to swear to,
Oh, Mark, come on. Now, that's silly.
No, it is not silly. Now, come on.
All right. All right, I swear to...
Jonathan, no. Mark, she's just a kid. But you promised.
I know that.